is 888-235-7374.
You're listening to AchieveRadio.com. A new drummer for a new awakening.
Hi, how are you today? I'm Ann Marie, and that song of the intro was done by my companion of Achieve Radio, Joseph Gritch, who is often here with us on Achieve Radio as well. I want to introduce today, first of all, I want to tell you a little about her. Her name is Holly Stokes, and otherwise known as Raventalker. Raventalker, or Holly Stokes, says as we get older, we collect more scars, and the type of scars change. In our younger years, we collect the scrapes and bruises of physical damage, while as we age, we recognize scars in a more mental and emotional way. So today, along with giving you live readings, Raventalker is also going to give you kind of some advice maybe on being able to deal with your ups and downs and storms in life, as well as I'm going to ask her some questions about her creativity and about her beliefs. So, Holly, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And boy, can I tell you're from the South.
Definitely.
It sounds great. Well, I have some questions, and one of them is going to be something I'm going to sneak on you because it's kind of part of the issues that I've read about you're going through in your life right now. First of all, is creativity an addiction?
For me, it is, definitely.
Okay, which of these emotions triggers more creativity from you? And then I'd like you to explain a little bit. Depression.
Okay.
Does that make you more creative or less creative?
It probably depends really on the type of depression and why I'm depressed. If you're into writing sappy love poems or, things like that, then yeah, depression could be a good outlet for that and help you out.
Okay. And how about happiness?
When I'm happy, I create all the time. That is when I am in the zone, so to say.
Ah, okay. How about just plain contentment?
There's something to be said about being content. And when you're content, you're more open, I think. Happiness can be short-lived, where if you're content, that seems to be a bit longer-lived. And so when those doors are open, the sky's the limit.
How about anger or fury?
I don't create very well when I'm angry. Actually, when I am not well or when I'm having any kind of negative energy, I stay away from creating anything because I don't want to put that energy into it.
So you feel that whatever energy that you are experiencing goes straight into and becomes a part of, energetically, your creativity.
Absolutely, 100%.
So, I'm going to ask you, you mentioned in one of your blogs that you've been feeling, it says in times past, you would fight change and battle to keep your world from changing, whether it was good for you or not. Can you tell me about that?
I think we all do that. We fear the unknown, and when change happens, quite often we have no idea what the change is going to bring to us. We don't know if we're going to be happier, if we're going to be more sad. We don't know what's going to happen, and that's pretty scary. So we will fight change just to keep our world as it is, even though it's probably not good for us.
I noticed also that it said that you've been more content lately or feeling more inner calm. Can you tell me why you think that's happening?
Age and experience. I've already been through so many storms, so this is just another storm, and it will blow over just as all the others have, and the sun will come back out, and it may not be today or tomorrow or even next month, but it will come back out, and I do know that. So it gives me a little bit of peace of mind that eventually the storm will be over.
So what do you know now that you didn't know 2 years ago about yourself?
Wow, 2 years ago. Oh, I don't know.
Or even 1 year ago. What profound difference do you feel that you have discovered about yourself and life in general that you didn't feel a year or 2 years ago?
Life does go on, and no matter what changes come my way, I have the tools inside of me to cope with those changes and to get through and get past them.
Could you tell me about those tools?
It's knowledge and self-awareness and that inner instinct, that feeling inside you that everything is going to be okay. It may not be okay right now, and it's pretty scary, but that's short-lived.
So what would you say specifically to those that are going through profound depression?
Become active. Find a hobby. Busy yourself and don't live inside your head. You need to get rid of those negative thoughts, and you need to keep yourself busy.
Okay, then I'm going to turn back full circle. You said you do not create when you're depressed.
Mm-mm.
If that is the case, then how do you deal with your depression if you can't keep busy?
I don't create when I'm angry or if I'm feeling particularly really negative. And depression is not necessarily always feeling negative. It's a feeling down. And most often, not always the case, but with a lot of people, it's situational. So I focus on other things, on more positive things in my life to get away from that depressed mode.
Why do you relate to the raven?
Because I'm Raventalker. I don't know. The raven feels like it is a part of my soul.
And what quality do you attribute to ravens?
Magic. And that inner knowing. They live in this world, and they have another foot in the other world on the other side as well. And quite often I've always felt like I have had a foot in both worlds.
Ah. So for you, the raven defines the sense of you being in two worlds at one time. And why you are a Raventalker in your readings is because you are giving messages from that other world.
Yes.
Wonderful. Tell me about your awards at Nashville for your artwork.
Well, this year I won Toast of Music City for Best Blog and Best Artist. This is 4 years in a row, so I'm very proud of that and very honored and humbled as well. It's just a great feeling to know that you have enough people that like what you do to vote every day for 5 weeks to help you win.
That is amazing. Tell me about the kind of things you create.
Particular artwork?
Yes.
I make dream catchers, and I make smudge fans or prayer fans. I also make all kinds of paintings, jewelry, lampwork beads, stained glass. You name it, I'm making it.
And so that must mean that you're very happy if you create while you're happy. Where can people get and look at some of your things?
MyRavenblog.com.
Okay, and that blog is attached to your blog that's at Achieve Radio for those who would like to look at it. How do you read?
Just through spirit. I don't have to use cards. I don't use pendulums or any kind of tools and devices. I just have a connection to spirit, and when someone asks me questions, I automatically connect.
You sound like someone that believes that people who use tools do not have a direct link to the spirit.
No, not at all. Just some people need a little extra boost, or they need extra aluminum foil on their antennas.
I would say that for me, because this show is dedicated to tarot and tarot joy, for me, I've been indigo ever since a child. But perhaps the best thing that tarot did for me was allow me to cut to the crap fast. As before, there was so much energy and so much coming in at one time. It wasn't a matter of putting tinfoil on the aluminum. It was just that where do you start when so much comes in at once? So it seemed that once I became as like your artwork and the energy was into my cards, it would seem as if that whatever my energy spirits were, utilized that ability to help me to connect faster and to connect with more precise directness immediately into the problem. But I'm totally respectful of people that do not use tools. But I do want to say that to those that are perhaps tarot readers out there. And today, Holly will be reading for you with her special gift of direct link to spirit. Do you have a suggestion for people who look back in life and compare? I noticed you had an Oprah Winfrey, write up on your blog or on your Facebook. Can you tell me about that? About don't look back?
Those articles were actually about being happy and at the age you were. And it just went on to define different age groups and what kind of happiness they have found in that moment. And, you can't just keep reliving the past. You can't keep comparing. You have to keep moving forward and let go of that past. Use it as a tool, stepping stones, lessons learned, but keep moving forward.
Yes, I agree with that. I want to say that for anyone who wants to call into the show today, the number is 602-666-6027. That's 602-666-6027. And let Raventalker speak to you today. We also have some people in the Inquick today. We have Rebecca Sunny and Marissa, and we will go into Marissa, or let me see. Yeah, we have Renee first on the phone. And again, I would like to say that for anyone that wants to call in, please do. We will love to connect with your voice. Are you ready to take readings, or is there anything you would like to add on?
I'm pretty ready, but as far as going back to the tarot and different tools that different mediums use, you know, a lot of times the tools will help you focus, as you said, on the problems that need to be addressed. And there's absolutely 100% nothing wrong with that. I have used tarot in the past, and sometimes I'll still use that, especially if I feel a block, or like you, if there's too much coming in, I will resort back to it. But for the most part, when I'm doing live readings or one-on-one with someone, I don't typically need to do that. Somehow I just can automatically connect.
Tune in.
Yeah.
All right. That's so, those of you that may be watching on Holly's page, I know that you have been sending her messages furiously, so please don't be afraid to send in some messages into the InQuick today. Okay, we're going to start with Renee. And Renee, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you ladies both doing?
Well, we've got another Southern accent out there. So we've got two of you girls. So I'm doing good. How about you, honey?
Pretty good.
What question do you have for Holly?
Okay, Holly. Starting the holidays on for maybe around 6 months, what do you see coming for me? Anything good?
Straight away, I'm seeing a baby come around into your life, or a very young child. Do you know anyone that is expecting?
Not right now, I don't.
Well, I think definitely by Christmas you'll be hearing of someone close to you that may be expecting a child.
Okay.
Now I know your mind is reeling, and don't panic. Don't panic. You know, it will be okay.
Oh, no, I was just thinking about a couple people on that.
Do you have anything new in your life that may be going on that would be also seen as a metaphor for a new creation?
I'm thinking about different careers, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with.
Why don't you give us one of those careers and we could look at it?
I don't know if I'm going to start with the stones or I'm not sure if it's stones, aromatherapy. I'm not sure what I'm going to start with, and then I'm just going to take a Christmas job in between.
Okay. So, what do you feel on that, Holly? She seems to want to work with stones.
The stones, those are a good thing to start with if that's what you're really wanting to go with. But for some reason, I am picking up more candle magic with you. Working with the candles and the different colors and learning these, what the candles do for you and how you can benefit from learning that. And then eventually moving further into the stones. The stones, I feel, may be, they're a lot more complicated. There's far more stones than there are candles. And that may be a bit overwhelming, especially if you're jumping in and haven't been looking into the stones previously.
That's interesting that you mentioned about the candle magic, because years ago I wanted to do it, and I'm thinking about starting to do that for myself.
You should definitely do that. They're going to give you a lot more answers and a lot more clarity.
Can't go wrong with that.
No,
I think
can't.
anything that helps you develop your intuition is a good thing. When I look at what's going on, I'm showing you going through a life transformation. But the life transformation gets a little bit scary for you for whatever reason. I feel that you sometimes take 5 steps forward, then leap back 3, then take another 5 steps forward and leap back 3. So if it's like Holly says with the candle magic, there is a sense that you need to be patient with yourself, and you need to stop seeing that every direction that you're going into does not feel like you have suddenly imprisoned yourself to some kind of chore that you suddenly don't feel comfortable with. So what I mean by that is that it's very important that you focus on, whether it's candle magic or whether it's something else, focus on enjoying the path. Let go of analyzing it. Let go of trying to, put blocks on your progress. Don't put blocks on your progress is what I mean. So be comfortable with your new pathways, and don't allow yourself to see spirituality as, it's kind of like what I say. I'm one of those people that likes to play pool, but if I can't play perfect, then I don't want to play. And I keep forgetting that sometimes you don't get to be perfect unless you practice. So what I'm saying here to you is, don't get overwhelmed with if it's taking longer for you to get good at something. Make sure that you're patient with yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, it does, because I have to work on being patient with myself. I'm a lot more patient with everybody else. I've never been patient with me. I scold myself a lot. And I have to stop doing that.
Things like the stones and herbs, those are huge. There's so many varieties that can be very overwhelming. So what I suggest, if you really want to get into the stone work, is to start finding stones that will help you, and learning those stones, feeling those stones, and getting to know those, and then working your way up into more and more stones as you go along. But to just start out and jump straight into stones, that to me even, that is really overwhelming, because there's so many.
I know. I start with myself and all these things first.
So when you guys talk about stones, can you explain to the audience what you mean by that?
Different stones.
Gemstones, minerals, crystals, those kind of things.
Are we talking about like healing with stones? Are we talking about that? Or are we talking about like runes, stone reading, or what are we talking about?
Healing with stones.
Because I think that healing with stones is awesome. And especially if you have some Reiki along with that, it really makes it very satisfying. So, I would also say, if there's any chance for you to take a small Reiki 1 or 2 around your area, it would help you in alignment with the stones, I believe, as well, if you're talking about healing with them, as well as studying their properties.
Yeah, it's very interesting. They have like thousands of them. I have some already. And there's a lot to learn. I'm trying to figure out how I can recognize them when I put them away, because then I say, oh my God, you look familiar. I don't know what you're called anymore.
Now, for me, I am a hot stone worker, but I just use basalt stones. But I'm also a certified transpersonal hypnotherapist, so I combine Reiki, hypnotherapy, and hot stones all at one time, using the warm stones on the chakra points of the body. And then, so for me, I don't have a whole lot of stones because they're all basalt stones. It's more about knowing where to place the stones on the body.
Yeah, I was going to take a course in that, and then they said I could practice on other people for free, but I wasn't allowed to charge unless I became a masseuse. And I didn't think I could do that all day with my arms, to be a masseuse.
I don't, you know what? I have no desire. This sounds terrible. I have no desire to touch people. I mean, I am just really all into energy work. I mean, for me, the thought of grabbing somebody's flesh and kneading it and pounding it and, I'm sorry. I am I'm more about the energy work. How about you, Holly? Are you a touch person? Could you do massage? Do you do
I
massage?
could totally do massage. Yes, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
You do massage then, so you are a person that works in as a masseuse.
No, I don't work as a masseuse, but I could totally
Okay.
do that. That would be easy for me to do.
You have strong hands, huh?
I do actually, yeah.
And strong arms and strong back.
I'm sure that they probably teach you how to, use your muscles in your body and stuff. But there's a huge demand for body workers, that's for sure. Huge. Even the people in my little redneck town are now going to masseuse, or to massage workers. It is now okay for Christians to go to massage healers. It's no longer prostitution, or it's no longer something that has to be considered slightly evil.
Oh yeah, you have to have a strong arms and everything. You really do, because I can't do that for a long time. I can do energy work, and it's fine, but I can't do that. I tried a little bit. I did it for a little bit with a friend. I said, well, that's enough. I'm done.
There's so many different kinds, but I'm sure that you will find your niche. And just like Holly said, sounds like candle magic is something for you then, especially since she hit it right on that that's something that you love to do.
Yeah, I want to try it for some manifestation and things. I've been wanting to do it. I mean, I've always lit candles, different colors and things. So I said, well, I think it's time to try this. So she said it, so I guess it means it's time to start.
Holly's got, the raven has spoken.
That's right.
And I do like ravens, because years ago when I did a medicine card reading for myself, and a raven came and said, there's trouble coming, and it warned me, and I got ready, and they were right.
Well,
so I didn't have any problems because I was prepared.
Listen to the raven.
Listen to the raven. This is what seems as if it would be appropriate for a raven call right now, but I don't have one. So I'm going to let you go, and we're going to go into Sarah.
Blessings to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Take care.
And I'm all going to say, since I don't know if you'll be back right away, have a wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas, even though I'm not ready yet.
Oh, gosh, that seems like it's just around the corner. Yeah. Bye, hon.
Bye.
All right. Holly, we have in quick somebody named Sarah from Colorado. And she says, hi, Ann Marie and Raventalker. Wondering if you can give any messages from Spirit about the next 6 months or so. I would like to find some stability soon so I can move forward on my life path. Thank you so much. So is there this is from Sarah from Colorado.
Right. The first thing that comes to me is her job stability. And I feel very much that she's very undecisive on what she wants to do. There's 2, maybe even 3 things in front of her, different possibilities for her. And she needs to start listening to her inner voice and that inner guidance that's already there. And she already probably has a stronger pull to one of the choices in front of her. And she needs to let go of the fear, let go of self-doubt, and just go with it. Jump in with both feet and just go forward with it.
That sounds good. And I would agree with that, because when I look at you, Sarah, the first thing it says is that a profound change is about ready to happen around your home or your career. And it says that change is not easy for you. You will drag your feet if you have to, because change can be so scary. So your reading says, just like Holly said, please do not allow yourself to, to be so afraid of changing your life that you actually prevent your path from unfolding in front of you. You need to realize that Spirit is talking to you through your gut and through, whatever profound way that you feel it. But most of all, do not procrastinate. So yes, I'm with Holly. There is a career opportunity coming for you, something profound. Don't procrastinate. Go with the flow. Allow things to just happen. Don't bulk and tie yourself to a post like a billy goat, because that will only keep you in a rut, and stagnancy is the same as getting old before your time.
Also, there is something in front of her. Two of the choices, one of them feels very safe to her, and the other one she is a little bit more afraid of. She needs to not take the safe route this time. You're going to have to let go of those fears and face them and go with the one you really want to do. I know it's scary, but do that one, because that's going to be your best result.
I would agree. I also show that she is a little bit of a lone wolf, Holly, and that sometimes it's harder for her to do things because she always feels alone, whether she's doing that on purpose or not. And it shows that she's alone because she's been stabbed in the back a few times. So my feeling is, Sarah, do as Holly says. Take a chance. Don't take the safe route. I know when you get stabbed in the back, it's very difficult to trust in new things. But I really believe, as Holly does, that if you continue to put boundaries in front of yourself and change, you're just prolonging that old heartache and distrust from turning into something that could be beautiful for you in a new direction. So yes, I agree with Holly. Holly, would you say that, before we go on to a different reader, how would you relate fear of change to a person's life? Why do we do that?
Partly, your past can definitely play a role, like you mentioned, being stabbed in the back, being hurt, just having a really bad experience in your past can just make you start having doubt within yourself. We always have, every one of us, we have that inner guide, but we shush it so often because we are afraid to go forward and afraid to face the unknown. But I'm going to tell you right now, every time I have gone with my gut and ignored my fears, it has turned out for the best. And I am always so happy that I went full force straight through those fears and went for what I really wanted.
That sounds wonderful. I'm going to just take a short little music break here. Okay, Holly?
Okay.
We have another in quick. This is from Ruth, and she is from Harvard, Illinois. She says, just here showing girl support. She knows the question. Do you know Ruth?
I certainly do know Ruth. And so do her question, just like I told her the other day when I was talking to her on the phone, come spring, she's going to have a lot better results, and she's going to see her dreams are going to start unfolding. She's going to start seeing those things, and it's going to give her a reality check, and she's going to get more and more excited because those things are going to start coming true for her. All the things that she's been dreaming of for the past several years.
I would say, I don't know Ruth, but Ruth, what does come through is that you're so much wiser now than you used to be. It shows in the past you kind of self-sabotaged a few times. And whether it's because you impulsively jumped into things or whether because something impulsively happened to you quickly that you didn't expect, there's a sense that you need to believe in yourself. Believe that with or without anyone around you, that if you don't believe in you, you're no good to anyone and no one's good to you. So your reading is showing me, be careful especially of insecure people. Especially, it could be a special someone or it could be someone in your family. But understand that their insecurity is their problem, not yours. So whatever you do, don't make the mistake of hanging on to something that has repeatedly shown that you've been there, sacrificed, but not gotten back what you deserved. Your reading says that that is a pattern that must change, and that when you do change that, phenomenal things and your true potential will begin to happen. So that's what I have for you on that, Ruth. Again, the number to call in for a live phone reading with Holly is 602-666-6027. We have shy people out there that want to do the in quick, and that's fine. We will read for you just the same. So let's go into Marissa, and she says, hello, Ann Marie and Holly. I have questions on my financial and career outlook. And Marissa's from California. She says, I had a recent interview and am waiting to hear back. If you can get any insight on when something might come through, any insight would be great. Thank you, and many blessings.
Unfortunately, with this one, I see it's going to take a lot longer than what she's hoping for it to come around for her. There are going to be a lot more choices for her in the near future. She needs to keep going forward and keep going out and applying for different jobs and maybe step outside of what she's doing right now or what she's looking at right now and broaden her horizons a little bit more. There are other things that she can do that she's not looking at the moment. And I think in the end, it's going to be one of those things outside of maybe of her current comfort zone that she's going to actually be doing. And she's going to love it, though, when she lets go of that fear and steps out of that comfort zone.
That's interesting that you said that, because as I was looking at my reading, it's almost completely agreed with you. The first thing it says is she seems to go in on this, shows Marissa, that October is a month that you need to be cautious with your money. September is seen as a month where you may find that somebody is asking you that's close to you to share, or that they need money from you, and that you are going to have cash on hand to be able to pay an immediate bill, or in a person in your family that seems to be needy of you. Your reading says in November that there's a feeling that you are kind of kicking yourself in the butt, going, why did I do that? Now here I am again, right back to square one. But guess what? It's the log in the fire that gets your path going. It's the stupid mistake that makes you smart. And it shows that December and January, just like Holly said, with things starting to get better financially, I show that you are seen as being more productive. Your money is coming in consistently, and you're keeping an equilibrium between your savings account or putting some aside and having some to spend. And that's what I have. All right, we have Sunny, and Sunny is from New York. And Sunny says, hello, Ann Marie and Holly. I just started a business. Can you see if it will be successful? Thank you. So,
don't know. What I'm seeing is really weird on this one. I don't, it's kind of blocked, but for some reason I'm seeing candy everywhere. And I don't know what that's got to do with this business, but it's like I just see candy, sweets everywhere. So I think it will do well, but you're going to have to focus yourself and you're going to have to make sure you market really well and that you get in front of enough people to keep your business.
you better realize that you're going to spend probably an hour a day at least, if not more, on marketing. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, a lot more than that.
I would
Especially
say
in the
that
beginning. Especially in the beginning, you're going to spend the more of your time marketing and getting the word out than anything else, I think.
I agree. Because you can have the most creative, wonderful business in the world, but if no one knows about it, it's just like those people that have wonderful, beautiful, expensive websites created, and they spend a phenomenal amount of money, but then they forget that they have to put it in search engines. They have to be able to market that website. So, unfortunately, to make money, you do have to spend money. But I do believe that you can get back. And there will be slow months and there will be good months. But I would say this, don't quit your day job until you actually have a plan and actually have some consistency in your client base. Don't quit your day job until that's happening. Would you say that's true?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Don't quit the day job. Make sure you have a really good, solid client base first. That is key. That's number one, because there's going to be a lot of times you're going to be exhausted and you're going to want to give up and you're not going to know which way to turn next, and or why aren't people here, or why aren't people buying my products, or whatever the business is. And the key really is marketing. Market. And there's a lot of free marketing out there that you can do, but you're going to have to bust your tail to get the word out and get more clients in.
I would say that I probably spend at least 2 hours a day on marketing, just on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You cannot become invisible. And yes, you'll reach a point, hopefully soon, where clients will return over and over again, but you still need new clients. So you have to keep things fresh. And my feeling is that it wouldn't hurt at all. If you're going to be quitting your day job, do make sure that you have an active Facebook page, Twitter page, LinkedIn page. Hootsuite works well too. All those are excellent for marketing yourself. And be prepared. You're going to have to spend a couple of hours a day marketing any new business, like Holly says. And so that's our knowledge on that one. And I would say that here's what I have. It says that you may have, hopefully, somebody that's beside you. It helps to have, if you're not working and you're self-employed, you better have a spouse or a live-in or somebody that is helping on the side. Because that really does help a self-employed person to make it. And it also shows that this should work well for you, but just don't allow yourself to get self-defeated on your low times. There will be times when you feel like you're invisible. Do not allow that to resonate with you. Understand, you sometimes will find that people are just watching and they aren't reacting. Or there are times, I can see it, I belong to 3 psychic lines. I swear that when one line is dead, they're all dead. And when one line is hot as hot cakes, they're all hot cakes. So my feeling is that there seems to be an ebb and a flow to this business of people being involved with shows and marketing and all this stuff. Don't you think, Holly? Are there dead?
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to say Facebook can be very dangerous sometimes. And I'll tell you why Facebook can be dangerous. There are times, I swear, when you're doing well, that you feel like people go out of their way to not acknowledge you. And there will be times when you're down in the dumps and everyone's behind you. But if you get too confident, it's almost like people start to disappear for a while and just watch. So don't allow people that do not become involved in the Facebook scene every day. Don't let that ruin your self-image, because it can. It's kind of like being in a high school.
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to laugh. You know how much that is.
Oh yeah, definitely. And another thing I see for him with this business is there's going to be a real major 6-month hump at the beginning. Keep moving forward. If this is your dream, you have to do everything under your power to pursue it. And that means you're just going to have to keep going and don't give up.
Yes, exactly. 6-month hump. Wow. So there's 6 months of a low time then?
Well, it's going to be just off and on struggles, and there may be little flows of traffic that are going to come in periodically, but after that 6-month hump, I feel that it is going to get easier. Now, it won't always be easy, so don't kid yourself there. You're going to have to stay on top of your game through your entire business life. But
oh yeah,
that 6-month hump is key to whether or not you give up or not. So don't give up, because it will be a good thing. You just have to hang in there.
I agree. I've seen some comments inside the InQuick. Sunny says, enjoying the show. I think, or maybe this is not, I can't tell whether that's for us or not. But it says, we have a Sunny who says, okay, I'm not sure. There's people inside. When you said something about candy,
yeah,
somebody laughed and says lots of sweets means more money, right?
It could definitely mean more money.
It could be. That would be wonderful. That's what you were seeing. Candy money is the candy. The money is the candy. Yes, and Ruth tells Sonny, you can do the quick message up in right-hand corner. Oh, okay. Sonny is just saying Sonny's enjoying the show. And and Ruth says, woot, woot, we are proud of you, Holly.
Oh, thank you, Ruth.
Okay. So let me see. We have, so Sonny, that's what we saw. And now we're going to Rebecca. And Rebecca says, hello all. And she's from Oklahoma. And she says, can I please have a general reading? So maybe just whatever comes through for you then.
For Rebecca.
Do you know Rebecca?
I don't know Rebecca, or I don't think I know Rebecca.
Okay.
I'm really not picking... I'm not picking anything up, and I'm one of those people. I'm not going to fake it. If Spirit isn't giving me a message right now, then Spirit's not giving me a message. And I'm not picking up anything particular, nothing large or huge. It doesn't mean that's not going to happen. It just means that I'm not picking it up.
Right. Well, then I'll just kind of interject there, Rebecca. What comes through is that you've been very disappointed lately. There's been some tough times for you, and that your reading shows that that's partly because you're a rescuer. You're always rescuing everybody else, but you're at a time where it seems like you're lost, and you're wondering why nobody's here to rescue you. Your reading shows that there's been some fighting or some conflict around you in the past, and that your reading shows in the future this will pass within 3 weeks to 3 months. It shows you feeling as if you're more grounded, but for whatever reason, I'm going to ask you to please not repeat a bad pattern of yours, which is caring so much that you give too much, and then finding that perhaps for no reason it causes someone close to you, or causes perhaps just people in general to not, it makes you feel ripped off. I have so many girlfriends, and they are people that are gift givers. Now, gift givers are wonderful people, but I have to sometimes remind my beautiful friends that give gifts, they don't have to buy my friendship. So it's always good to, if you're a gift giver, to understand that you have to accept back gifts as well. But many people that sacrifice a huge amount feel uncomfortable with getting a gift back, and will gift the people precious in their life. But the problem is that it tends to give them a sense of control to many people that they can't ever give back to them. They always feel slightly indebted. So my sense is, what I'm telling you is that, A, stop feeling ripped off because you give so much of yourself and people just don't know how to give back. And also remember that you want to pay attention to the fact, are you giving so much because it's a way for you to control the show? Because if that's the case, you may find out that it's working against you, and that people are finding mixed messages in your gifts or in your sacrifice to them when they feel that you don't accept back, and yet they feel this uncomfortable feeling that you're angry. So your reading shows that the most important thing you can do is just do less and not feel ripped off in life. And that seems very simple, but that's what comes through.
For the
All
giver,
right.
it's really hard to step back and not give, and to hold back from giving. I know that for a fact.
Are you a giver, Holly?
Oh my God, yes. I'm always giving.
Do you ever
But
feel ripped off?
it's not that I feel ripped off. And I don't give to control anything. I give because makes me feel so good to be able to do something for somebody else. And I know what it's like to be someone that needs somebody to give them something. And it doesn't have to be material. It's just something, even if it's just their time. And I don't feel ripped off, but sometimes I feel like people get so stuck in their own little bubbles that they don't even understand the experience and the joy that comes from giving to others. Even, like I said, even if it's just your time.
In other words, there's an exchange there.
Yeah.
And you expect that exchange. If you're going to reward someone by showing your allegiance or your gratitude for them in your life,
you just hope for it. Definitely you don't
hope for it. But that's where the disappointment comes in for so many.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of people that
often gift givers are too afraid to ask for anything back.
Oh yeah.
And so what happens is they live in the bubble themselves, and they start to feel this sense of disappointment. And this is what it showed in her reading, was that she was feeling that sense of, where are the people I have been for? Been there for them. Why aren't they there for me? And then, this happens. There's different kinds. I don't know. Are you a mom?
Yes.
What kind of mom are you?
I'm not the mom that is going to pull their child out of every little situation. I give them the room to screw up, mess up, and pull themselves out of the situation so that they can learn themselves. I've seen too many parents, they're always there and they're always fixing everything for their children. And when they do that, the children don't learn. They just keep making those mistakes. So I'm not that mom.
Yeah, I know a lot of moms that will any little fight that goes on in a school, they automatically run to the school and insist that their child had no guilt, or that their child, they start to fight to the finish that their child needs to have more in the school system, and starts to put the child in different schools because they're convinced that no one can truly treat their child right. The problem is that child is going to grow up and mom isn't going to be there for him anymore.
Exactly.
And those are the kids, I think, that end up feeling so utterly alone and helpless in life because nobody is coming to their rescue anymore. And, it takes probably another 5 or 6 years at least for somebody to have hard knocks, for me maybe 10 or 15, to learn how to make it on their own. I mean, my mother was definitely not one of those moms, but on the other end, my mother believed that hard knocks make strong women.
Yes.
Overtime. Uh-oh. Oh, so sorry. Okay, we are overtime. Holly, I love you. And our show is done. Take care, baby girl.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
AchieveRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Desi Arnaz Jr. Welcome to Letting Go with Guy Finley. Guy is the best-selling author of Let Go and Live in the Now, and is the founding director of nonprofit Life of Learning Foundation.